Hi. I thought this would be an interesting way to go over your syllabus without taking time from our first class. Many of the items that I'll be going over should be on any syllabus for any course that you may have. And I will specify items that are specific to this class. In the yellow highlighted area is the information about this class. The name of the class, the CRN, and the semester this class is being held, along with the days and times of the class, the room number, and the delay schedule in case there is a delay for weather or emergency. On the first page of any syllabus should also be information for your instructor, such as the name, office hours, the place of the office, and other contact information. Everybody calls me Deb, and I'm really okay with that. My office is downstairs, just down from the Welcome Center, rather than in the faculty bays on the 3rd floor. The phone number goes directly to my office phone, and I give 2 email addresses. One is the hack email address, and the other is one of my personal email addresses as a backup in case the internet system college-wide or campus-wide might be down and an assignment or any other work is due or you have a question. I always like to have a backup whenever possible. I have my office hours, the days and times. These are times that I set aside for my students or to put time into preparing for class or getting some things done relating to my classes. However, if you have a question or a concern or want me to review something and it's not one of these days and times, check by my office. If I'm not in class, if I'm not meeting with a student, you're more than welcome to stop by with any questions, even if it isn't during my scheduled faculty hours. The course description is taken from the most recent college catalog describing this particular class. The green section, I have information about your textbook. The textbook for this class is already included in the tuition for this course. You may have noted that there was an extra fee. That is for your textbook. It's a digital textbook and comes with other materials that you can access online. The textbook, however, once you have downloaded the textbook onto any device, you'll be able to access the book without needing to have internet connection. It's a nice feature. The quizzes are going to be from this online Rebel system. If you're someone who does prefer having an actual textbook, you do have the option of ordering a loose leaf paperback version of the textbook for a reasonable fee. The learning outcomes. The learning outcomes are goals that have been designed by the psychology discipline, and these are the items of focus for this class. These are the things that any student should learn, understand, and be able to demonstrate. It's the learning objectives that assessments are based on. So assignments and tests and quizzes are going to relate specifically to these learning outcomes. This is what you should know when you have finished this class. After the basic information on the first page of a syllabus, an instructor can start addressing individually areas of importance, such as attendance. Because college classes really are your job on top of whatever other work you may have, like a job, it's expected. If you can't make it to class, I need to know. It's one of the reasons why I have 2 email addresses. I know emergencies happen and illness happens. However, if you can't make it to class, it's important to contact me. Leave a message, leave an email, do what you can. It lets me know that you're engaged in the class and gives me an opportunity to help you stay up with the information. It would be similar to calling in sick or late for your place of employment. You wouldn't have a job long if you didn't show up for work and didn't tell anyone. If a student misses more than 4 classes in a row, that jeopardizes the success for the student in this class. I will attempt to contact students under those circumstances, usually through the Hawkmail email system, to see if there's anything that we can set up to help you remain in the class and be successful. However, if there's no reply or no contact back to me, I will likely take action of dropping the student. Assignments. In the area of the syllabus where I have information on grading, I have a list of the assignments and work for this class. There's one required assignment. It is specific to research, and it will be due before the fall break or before the spring break for spring semester. This first assignment relates directly to one of the learning objectives. The other assignment is taken from a list of options that you can choose what might most interest you. There are quizzes that will be online through the Rebel system. There will be in-class activities that are part of graded participation. And of course, there are tests. I'll get back to the tests in a moment. All work is due no later than the last day that the class meets before finals. I will not accept work handed in the day of the final unless you can provide circumstances that have prevented you from completing work by the end of the semester. With tests, there are 4 tests, 3 of which are take-home tests. Because they are take-home tests, I ask that students be present the day that the test is handed out. Students who are not present in class the day that a test is handed out will not be given an opportunity to make up the test unless they have notified me 24 hours in advance of missing class, or can show circumstances such as hospitalization, loss of a family member, or an accident preventing them from attending class to get a test. The final is in class, face-to-face. It is a comprehensive final and will cover content information that has been addressed for the entire semester. Now, I like options and choices. So I started giving a choice for the final that students can choose to do the final exam, or they can choose a final project. The project is a self-analysis project in which students will be asked to use some of the theories and concepts and terminology from psychology to explain a personal experience and why they responded the way they did. Life happens. If there's a change in schedule or something occurs in which you feel you are no longer able to continue with the course, I do ask that you talk with me first. We may be able to problem solve a way that will allow you to remain in the class, still be successful, and still work around life circumstances. If you would need to drop, however, there is information, a link to for students to go through the drop process. The only time that I will drop a student who has been attending is if they stop attending and I have been unable to reach the student and set up some kind of plan to finish the class. As mentioned before, missing 4 or more classes, particularly in a row, really limits the ability of a student to be successful in the course. Being in the class allows you to participate in those in-class activities and discussions to get the information that helps understand the content in order to do well on the assignments, projects, and tests. In terms of academic honesty, this is something that you will see on each syllabus for every course that you take. We, as a college, work very hard to maintain academic integrity, and forms of cheating, sharing information on assessments, plagiarizing, are very serious and are taken seriously. I try to develop my tests, assignments, and projects in such a way that they are personalized, and it would be difficult to cheat or plagiarize. However, because of the research information and components to this class, plagiarism is a risk. So there are consequences if information is taken from a source and not properly cited. The first will be a warning. After the first warning, points will be taken off for every missing citation, or you may receive a failing grade for that item, that assignment, that test, that project. For students who need accommodations, Students who may have had an IEP in high school or have a condition that makes it difficult to focus, or there's a need for extra time for tests or help with note taking, I'm the person that handles that. So along with teaching psychology courses, I'm the coordinator for student access services. This is why my contact information will be found on every syllabus for every class taught at the Lebanon campus. If you would have a documented disability, come see me, and I can help problem solve ways to help you be more successful. It's also one of the reasons why I have a separate office. Now, getting into some of the specifics for this class. This green highlighted section indicates the graded activities. I had mentioned 2 assignments. There is the syllabus quiz. There will be graded quizzes through the online Rebel system. There are 4 tests, as I mentioned before. There's a conditioning assignment when we start talking about learning. Participation. That includes not just attendance, but it also includes the in-class activities, discussions, and things that are done within the class. The final exam, as previously mentioned, is a comprehensive exam, or you can opt to do the project. I've heard pros and cons from students. It can be difficult to study an entire semester's worth of information, so some prefer to write and do the self-analysis project. Others are better test takers, and both the project and the final exam are in their own ways comprehensive. One focuses more on memory, the other focuses a little more on application. You will hear from me often. If you don't understand something, please ask. I will do whatever I can to help you understand the material. We cover a lot of information in this course. Some of it can be confusing. I realize that, and I want to help you understand it. Information from this class can often be used in many real-life situations. I think it's important. I enjoy what I do. I love my field of psychology, and I hope that you do too. And if it's confusing, ask. Now, my grading system is a little different from others. To get an A in this course, you need to have a final percentage of a 92% or higher. The reason that I go with a 92% rather than many others that a 90% or higher is an A is because 92% is more likely what you will find in colleges and universities if you transfer, and certainly graduate programs tend to base their grading of an A at a 92%. Also, another reason why I have 92% and higher as an A is because there are opportunities for bonus credit, such as attending and doing a little write-up for any of the campus events, such as the Let's Talk About It series, or any presentations and programs that are given throughout the semester. Along with, I do give an option of some bonus credit for maybe doing an extra assignment. That boosts the percentage, or it's an opportunity to boost your percentage to strive towards that A. The last piece is the tentative schedule. It's a tentative schedule because we may, as a class, get ahead in information. If that's the case, I may add information or activities from a couple of other chapters that I don't typically have in the syllabus. They wouldn't be graded, but a couple of them are fun activities, such as dream analysis. The schedule may also change if there is a delay or a need to go over a chapter longer that gets us a little bit behind. I try my best to stay with the schedule that I have on the syllabus. Just keep in mind that it may be flexible. There are some times when I may flip a class. That means that the content information for that particular subject or content area will be put online through PowerPoints or video that you can access over the couple of days until the next class. When we get back to class, when I have flipped, since we don't meet for that day of the flipped class, when we meet again, I'll usually have some kind of activity relating to that online content that will tell me that you have gone over that information and understand it. If you have questions regarding the syllabus, as you will hear many times, just ask.